I am so nervous because the cast is so perfect that I'm so afraid to praise them too highly, which is how I feel about them, for fear that something will go wrong. My latent Catholic guilt will kick in, and I'll be punished for the hubris of having all of us found this amazing cast. We worked hard to find the cast, as you well know, but the cast is amazing. The trick to casting this well is to find actors who can play Chekhov, which is not an easy thing, and actors who are at least as much singers as they are actors, who can sing really complex, beautiful music. The music isn't difficult when you hear it, but when they have to sing it, especially the choral numbers, it's challenging, and they're also excited by it, and that's such a pleasure. And they're all really wonderful. We managed to always find a singer in the soul of an actor and an actor in the soul of a singer, and we didn't have to compromise one way or the other, which, given that there are 9 characters and every single one of them is a fully developed character with lots of music, the casting was a miracle. Design elements for this piece, which largely takes place on the rooftop of a Greenwich Village brownstone, and then in the second act becomes far-flung and zips off to San Francisco and to Hollywood. Was really challenging and exciting. 1959 is such a fun time in terms of fashion, and so our costume designer, Alex Jager, who's amazing, really wanted the characters to look like characters, and that made a lot of sense, and so we really dove into that. We've got these two worlds, 2 generations colliding. You've got the Broadway and Hollywood world of sort of great elegance and style, and Douglas Sirk melodrama costumes that are really wonderful, and then you've got this beatnik world, which is recognizable, but it's amazing how the clothing from the beatnik world has stayed with us and stayed with the counterculture, and even through to today. And what Alex tried to do is create this really vibrant and accessible 50s world that at the end of the play, when everything falls apart, and there's this sort of breaking of the chrysalis and the 60s, and the future starts to emerge, the costumes become recognizable 60s costumes, which was brilliant and is accomplished really well. I actually can't wait to see the renderings come to life in cloth and stitching. The set design, Michelle came up with this amazing idea of having what are essentially 4 windows, 2 smaller and 2 enormous, and I'm looking this way because the stage is right there, 2 enormous windows, windows into the soul, windows into the world, windows into the cosmos. And there are 2 smaller windows that are sort of more realistic type, maybe storefront windows, dives where the bands play, and then there are these amazing panoramas that are set downstage of a psych, which is the first time I think we're using a cyc in this theater, which is also really exciting. And I am really excited about seeing how these windows are handled, because they're not blank windows. There's going to be kind of a synthesis of mid-century abstract expressionist stuff going on, and kind of that's how we'll see the world. Things will be so, will it be a recognizable skyscraper or a palm tree? I don't think anything will be overtly recognizable, but just suggestive, so that we can move from place to place. But also, we can see the great vista of the cyclorama through maybe these competing world visions. And I think that's really going to be stunning. Most of the playing area is going to be this set on this rooftop, but there's an image in the play that is introduced early on about our narrator character, who is actually a ghost, talking about the 8 other characters, saying they're 8 aviary wonders, that's seagull, set down in the middle of on a brownstone buoy in the middle of the nightly New Nimble York nitrogen sea. And there's definitely will be the rooftop setting is actually planked with what to me in the renderings looks like driftwood. So it's almost as if they're adrift on this little island of driftwood in the middle of the sea. And it's really amazing. The rendering's gorgeous, and I can't wait to see it come to life.